like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo! Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo! Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm aligned with the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits. Yeah, gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'ma jack it like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got it on, but I'ma get it here. Watch I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is this light really, really bright? Am I tripping right now? There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing live stream, and we are going to be covering Bitcoin here, guys, as we have gotten a little bit of a push to the upside today, getting a move up into that 61,500, almost $61,600 level. Can we potentially expect more upside? Now, there is a signal popping up on Market Cypher B that could potentially assist this move to the upside and maybe, just maybe, bring us up to that $64,000 to $65,000 zone of resistance that we've been looking at here, not only all week, but last week as well on these live streams, guys. Can we get up there? I want to talk about it today. Yeah. That's about it. We're going to be taking a look at that move up on Bitcoin and see if it can continue. And we are getting slightly mixed signals here on the higher time frames, guys. So it's not all butterflies and rainbows, but for now, we can look at this lower time frame bullish signal and see if we can get a higher move up to more favorable prices here for Bitcoin. But don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto on Friday's giveaway. We will be giving away some extra crypto on Friday's live stream. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live, I will go ahead and add some Frankie Candles hats or maybe even your favorite crypto. Tony D, I don't know. Did we ever do the poll yesterday to see what people wanted for giveaways if we hit our like goal? If not, go ahead and drop that in there. Yeah, drop some different, maybe Link, XRP. I don't know. Drop the Solana, drop the crowd favorite coins and see what everybody chooses. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to you guys. We got Rob the Crypto Snob in the chat, guys. Show our mods some love. If you love them as much as I do, go ahead and show them some love in the chat. You guys have me cracking up in the chat before this stream, guys. You guys are hilarious. Somebody, I think it was Elite. I don't forget who said it, but someone thought the Bruce Buffer emoji was Joe Biden. You guys are funny. But anyway, shout out to Jack of Clubs. We got Dr. Crimson's girlfriend in the chat. What is going on? We got Amy. We got Captain Kirk. What is going on? CandleMafia Mama, how you doing? Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Let's see. Shout out to Eric said, one day bearish, today Skyrocket, these YouTubers. Shout out to Eric. Eric, we are traders on this YouTube channel, so believe it or not, actually, I could be bullish in the beginning of the stream, and depending on what time frame I'm looking at, I could be bullish and bearish at the same exact time, so buckle up for even more of that. Shout out to you, brother. But yeah, we are traders. We flip our sentiment constantly, yeah, this is like the hardest part of my job. Is like, are we bullish, are we bearish, right? Long term, it depends, and let me explain this, guys. The longer the further out you zoom out, right? Like, I am bullish on crypto, right? Looking long term, I am bullish on crypto, right? But does that mean that I have to be bullish on the 5 minute, right? If I'm scalping that 5 minute time frame and it looks like we're coming down a little bit, you got to be bearish, right? So, but yeah, we always look at the bullish case, the bearish case, and then I let you guys know kind of which way I'm leaning, what side has more evidence pieces. So shout out to Eric. The market does go up and down, so you have to change your sentiment. But I know everybody's looking for that one answer. Just tell me when to buy so I can hold. But unfortunately, it's not that easy, although a lot of people will make you think that. But shout out to you, bro. Hopefully you could stick around and we could teach you how these markets move and when you should be changing your sentiment from bullish to bearish. But shout out to, let's see. We got Al Jr. in the chat, said, Frankie, is that daily making a bullish a bullish A double $ divergence on BTC, by the way. Shout out to Al Jr. We're going to be taking a look at that in just a minute. Shout out to Red Elephant. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got James in the chat. We got Pressure Drop. We got Jordan. Let's see. We got Laville Capituano. I never know how to say your name, bro, but thank you for being here again. We got Green Day Profits. We got the whole crew in the chat. Mike Vito, my paisan, said SFP at 64K. Yes, absolutely. We will be taking a look at that as well. We got Lucho in the chat checking in for duty here. Shout out to Lucho. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. But let's go ahead, guys, and jump on into the charts and kind of cover the price action and talk about what we're expecting, right? So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Let's go. So here we are. Let's see. Shout out to Jenny. Said 150 in USDT to Golden, please. He needs it. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Golden. Is Golden in here right now? I didn't see him pop in, but shout out to Golden. But guys, let's go ahead and see Green Day Prophet shouting out all the mods. Let's go. Shout out to Sparky UK. Said greetings, Frankie from England. Shout out to Sparky. Thank you for being here, bro. I like that name. That's a good one. Some people say sometimes I have a little too much spark on this live stream. They're like, why is this guy screaming? He's bullish. He's bearish. He's screaming. What is wrong with this guy? But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. So here we are. Let me go actually pull up the live stream chart. And obviously, let me just pull the regular candles up. Bada boom. And let's go ahead and take a look here. So obviously, guys, let me come down to a lower time frame. We have gotten this move to the upside here, coming in at about 61,000. Bear with me, guys. Let me change this so you guys can actually see these prices on the side of the chart here. Give me 1 second. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go, right? Oh, I don't need them that big. Jeez. We'll make them like 20. There we go. Now you guys can actually see the levels. But obviously, guys, we have got a little move to the upside. I'm actually going to cover it on this chart real quick just because it's already labeled out nicely. So, yeah, today, obviously getting a bounce from this value area low. And earlier today in the premium Discord, we were looking at some very specific signals that was potentially looking for a move up to this value area high. Now, I personally did not take a scalp here. I have been a little bit less interested in the lower time frame trades recently, guys. Now we are potentially, if we do come back down to the bottom of this range, we have this nice volume profile to give us some good context here. But I did not personally take this trade, but was able to point this out to the premium Discord as we were getting a bounce at the bottom of this value area low with a very specific signal on market cipher B that was kind of making me anticipate a potential move up through this volume profile to the PLC and to that value area high. Now, number one, right, obviously, once you bounce off that value area low, you are going to be looking for price to come up to your POC. That is the next likely place for price to gravitate to. And then once you get above that POC, you're looking up towards that golden pocket. Up towards that value area high. And then obviously, once we came up to this golden pocket, broke above this golden pocket, the next stop was going to be that 786. So we did have nice confluence up here at that 786 value area high. And the idea of just holding above this level made it very likely that we were going to shoot through the rest of that profile and fill this volume profile in full. Now, it wasn't just the fact that we were at the value area low. Obviously, you can't just blindly long and short the value areas, although it does seem, if you backtest it does seem pretty high probability. But obviously, you want to actually look at some other analysis to see if there is a likelihood of that move up. And one of the things that I was looking at, very simply put, was this 4-hour money flow crossover into the green. Obviously, before we wound up getting the move, this was not crossed over yet, but we did see it starting to peek over into the zero line here, looking for that crossover into the green. We also had this fresh green dot printing along with the money flow on the lower time frame starting to scoot up to higher prices up towards that zero line, looking for a crossover into the green. And as you guys know, if you can get that green dot on the 4-hour and that 15-minute money flow crossover, oftentimes that is what gives us the bigger move, right? So it wasn't just the fact that we were at the value area low. It wasn't just the 4-hour green dot. It was also the money flow on the lower time frames. And to be honest with you, as far as like an entry trigger here, there really wasn't too much going on. I mean, we really didn't have beautiful divergences or anything like that. And again, I am being a little bit more picky with these scalp trades. So I did not personally take that position. However, we did get that move through the volume profile. Very, very nice here. And other than that, right, if I come on over to the other chart here, bada boom, pull up the longer time frame, higher time frame levels. As you guys know, my medium-term sentiment has pretty much remained the same, right? Just cautiously bullish here. Let me pull up the actual current range here. Cautiously bullish as we are playing around with this key level of resistance that we were looking at on the higher time frames, looking for that retracement from $49,000 into that golden pocket value area low. And yeah, longer term sentiment kind of remaining the same, right? We are obviously at key resistance here. Next level of key resistance is going to be in that, between about $64,000 and $65,000. Actually, this is a pretty big zone if we're being honest, right? So let me actually kind of break this down, right? For the most part, let me actually pull up what else do we have? Yeah, we have a daily level here with this 786, and this level is coming in closer to about, between about, 64.8 all the way up to 65.3, right? So that is kind of that first zone of resistance, and then right above that, we do have that POC sitting at 67K, and I do actually believe we do have some other levels living within here, but, we do have still a lot of resistance above above, right? And to be quite honest with you guys, like I said, we are seeing some mixed signals here on the chart. Oh my God, I don't know why that pops up almost every single stream. I try to turn it off, it doesn't work. But if we come on over here to the, higher hourly time frames, the 12 and the 16 hour actually have money flow crossing over into the red. And this is actually very interesting, right? Because you have the 4 hour crossing into the green, but the 16 and 12 hour are just straight coming out. We also have the 16 hour green dot, which obviously, not impossible to get that move up based off that 16 hour green dot. But we do still have some of this higher time frame money flow looking pretty sketchy. Daily money flow is starting to work its way in the right direction here. VWAP getting a nice little bounce on the 0 line. And then the 2-day was printing a red dot here for a nice little VWAP flop. We got a red dot, green dot with an immediate red dot kind of stepping on it, but that is now unprinted, right? But for the most part, right, like if we're just looking in the long term here, guys, still key resistance. However, if you guys come on over here to the 4 hour, you can see this beautiful crossover into the green here, and this is a pretty decent sign, right? Like, if you come back here to the last time we got this 4 hour money flow crossover into the green, obviously we were in a very, very similar situation where we kind of are just simmering below that volume profile, got to move back into the profile, back up to the POC, and then back up to the value area high, as you would expect, based off the volume profiles. And we are now seeing that 4 hour money flow crossover into the green once again, which is pretty nice, right? And I do think that could potentially give us that continuation to the upside. And if it did, again, right, sentiment remains almost exactly the same, where if we are able to get above this level of resistance, flip that golden pocket and value area low, next spot to look is going to be in that $64,000 to $65,000 region until we can crack up towards that $67,000 POC. So this is definitely going to be the next major level of resistance. And this is not just a level of resistance, guys. This is kind of that next place that we would be looking, because if we're being honest, still looking at these higher time frames, right? We do have the 2-day with the money flow still in the red. We're starting to come up locally here. Nothing really to write home about. But, coming on over to the 3-day, you can see money flow is very, very, very close to crossing over into the red. And you can also notice this VWAP coming up towards that 0 line. So to be honest, right, if we do print this 3-day green dot, this could potentially give us a move up. But again, right, even if we do come up to higher prices, with the way money flow looks right now, we do still have to potentially anticipate that we could potentially see that downtrend continue, right, over the long term. It's pretty crazy, right? Like, we're just still seeing this come to the downside, and that's not really the best look. And this is kind of what has me really setting my eyes on these 2 levels of resistance, because we didn't know, right? When you're looking at money flow on a higher time frame like this coming out, guys, it indicates the longer term trend. So when you see that, right, you're going to anticipate lackluster bounces to the upside to put in lower highs and then break structure to the downside. But we don't know, right, if that is going, number one, we don't know if that's going to happen. Number two, if it does happen, we don't know if it's going to happen at the golden pocket or the 786. But what we do know is that it is very likely that if that does wind up happening and we do break the lows here, the rejection oftentimes comes in at that golden pocket 786 retracement. So that is why I'm paying so much attention to these 2 levels of resistance. However, with this 3-day VWAP coming up, as well as the 4 hour money flow crossing over into the green, it does look like we could potentially have a decent shot of getting over this value area low and coming up to that next higher level of resistance. And then once we get up here, guys, this is where, I would probably be looking, if we can crack above this level, this is where I would probably be looking to, very simply put, be looking at the market within terms of this volume profile, looking for that flip of support and then coming up to attack the value area high once again, coming in at about $70,234. So again, right, like this longer term plan has remained almost exactly the same. The only thing that has really changed here is the shorter term, right? As we came up to this golden pocket, we looked for that rejection, right? Shout out to the guy who was saying, you guys flip bearish and bullish, right? Well, that's how the market moves, unfortunately. And we like to capitalize on all those moves, right? So if you do come up, when we did come up here, this is where we're saying, hey, key resistance, right? There are also some things that were, giving us a potential move to the, looking like we could get a potential move to the downside. And then obviously we did wind up rejecting that golden pocket and coming down just a little bit. And here we are now with the money flow crossing over into the green, which is a little bit more bullish, right? Looking for a potential move up to 64, 65K. However, it doesn't change the longer term potential scenario of, potentially coming down to break these lows. And we covered this on earlier live streams this week, guys. Talking about earlier this week, on yesterday's live stream, we were talking about how we are in a little bit of a sticky situation where, obviously the 2-day, 3-day money flow is definitely going to be, even the 4-day money flow coming straight out here. And again, VWAP is coming up, right? The money flow does not automatically give you a massive nuke to the floor, right? If you get that green dot, right, that could also assist the move up, even up to some higher levels above the 786. We could still come up and reject this PLC and still continue that downtrend, right? So it's not like if we break above that 786, you're guaranteed to come way up, but it is just that next likely area where a lower high would come in. But, if we get these green dots on the higher daily time frames, we could kind of creep up to some of these higher prices. But if that money flow continues out, you have to be looking at that as a potential lackluster pump for that lower high to come in and break you back to the downside, just like we were looking at right here. Everybody was getting super, super bullish, but we saw that money flow on the higher time frames, came up to that value area low, and what happened? We came down and broke structure to the downside. And everybody was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. This guy's a bear. Why is he looking at 51 to 52K? We're never going back down there. It's a bull market, up, up, up. And there we were, getting that dump down to 49K, right? The TA plays out once again, right? It's not that I'm a wizard, right? Sometimes I like to think I'm a wizard, but, it really just has more to do with the technical analysis. And we teach it here every single day for free on the live stream. With that money flow coming out, you have to keep that bearish scenario at least in your mind as a potential scenario. But obviously, we also have a pretty good case for the bulls here. Looking at the, let me pull it up, bada boom, right? Obviously, we are in a bull flag here, and this has been consolidating, guys, for like 168 days, right? Like we have been bonging around here for quite some time. So, if we did break out of here, it could wind up being pretty bullish. And, I don't know if it was last week or earlier, or if it was on yesterday's stream, we were looking at some more bullish targets for the breakout if we do get that move up. Whether depending on where you pull this measured move from, I would actually probably, you would want to move this. This is kind of just roughly drawn. But, if you were to pull this, I'll just pull it back a little bit. Pull the measured move here from here, depending on, what leg you pull this to. But if you pull it to this local leg here and you get that measured technical target, it does bring you pretty creepily up into this Fibonacci extension level. And it doesn't get you quite to 100K. It really depends on, where you kind of put this or where we wind up breaking out. But that technical target breaks us, and again, this doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to yeet straight up to $100,000, right? If the bullish case does play out, which again, right? Like this is not necessarily what money flow looks like before we get a big move up. But again, we're also at that point in the cycle where high time frame money flow could fake back out into the green. So you have to keep both kind of, unfortunately right now, you kind of really have to focus on both scenarios because there is a good case to be made for both cases in my opinion, right? But, that final target does bring you into the 90,000s. And again, I don't like really base my trades based off of this, but it is nice to kind of just extrapolate that data. And depending on how you measure that, you could come to a few different targets, and they all line up perfectly with these Fibonacci extensions. And again, like I said, probably not going to be like a straight eat up to 100K. Next targets to the upside, if we do get that breakout between 81 and 82K is kind of that first major level I would be looking at. And then right above that, you got about 91,000, and then above that is about $100,000. And these are all based off Fibonacci extensions as well as spider lines, right? So there you go. I'll take 90K. Let's go. Shout out to Trey. And again, guys, I'm not calling for 90K. Is it just if that, I'm just trying to show the technical targets of this potential bull flag if we do wind up seeing it break out. But again, I'm never going to come up here and just tell you it's going up and not look at the other side of the coin, right? Because, if I were to be doing that, right, if I did that back here when we got this drop down, let me hide this, right? If I was doing that, when we came up to the high of the range here, right? If I were just calling for higher prices, and we were not looking at that potential bearish case to come down to 53K, on the 4th of July, right, this was another case where people are like, why is this guy looking down to 53K? This guy's crazy. And then there you go, right? You see the TA play out. And then same thing here, right? If I was just calling for higher prices, ignoring that money flow on the higher time frames, and I know it probably sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here talking about the higher time frame money flow. But again, like it's important, right? Like, although it's not what people want to hear, I am so happy that I harped on that higher time frame money flow and gave you guys that bearish case to break structure to the downside and come to that 51 to 52K level. Actually wound up wicking down to 49K, obviously. But I'm glad I was looking at that, right? Because if I just came in here and was like, guys, bull market, bull flag, patterns, up, we're only going up, right? That would have been really, really, really bad. And a lot of people would have been FOMO long in the top probably, right? Or holding onto their bags, etc. Not even anticipating a potential drop to the downside. So I'm really, really glad. I'm not glad that the dump happened, but I'm glad that we were looking at that bearish case and it wound up not being for nothing. And I hope as you guys watch these live streams, you start to learn, like, Wow. That's 2 times in a row that we look at the bearish case and everyone's screaming up and we see the bearish case play out, right? This is why you don't want to listen too much to the social sentiment, right? If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, you're in the chats and people are calling for 100K. Guys, bull market, bull market. Remember, content creators have they have a lot of incentive to tell you price is going up. It's very, very clicky. And, not that, there's great content creators out there as well. But just understand that, like, if there's anyone out there, whether it's your friend, your mom, your aunt, a content creator, whoever it is, telling you that, like, oh, it's up only, this is how people lose their money, right? You have to be able to entertain the bearish scenario, especially it's like almost when I bring up a bearish scenario and people get upset, that's almost like very confirming, right? That's almost like, okay, the bearish case is probably going to play out, right? Because if people are just like, this guy's crazy, there's no way we're going down, we're probably going to go down, right? Retail is wrong 90% of the time. So keep that in mind. But, and again, those are the 2 major key levels of resistance, right? Golden pocket value area low, which is what we just tapped, and what we are currently kind of resisting against right now. And then above that, and again, right, like just because we have that longer term potential bearish scenario does not mean that we can't see a 4-hour money flow and call for higher prices, right? Because that 4-hour money flow could easily get us back in that volume profile and shoot us up to that 786. And then again, once we get above here, this is probably where I would be looking for the higher prices, potentially getting up towards $70,300 towards that value area high. Just looking at the volume profiles, right? And that is the power of the volume profile. Once you wind up getting above that value area low, you're expecting to eventually, right? And it just gives you those super, super, super easy targets to look at. Get above here. Next likely place for price to go is to begin its journey up to the POC, which is typically in the middle of the range. And then once you flip that POC, you're looking for price to make, continue that journey up to the value area high to get a full rotation of the volume profile. So very simply put, that is what I'm looking at. Other than this little move up in the 4-hour money flow looking pretty good for a move up to 64 to 65K, everything else long-term remains the same. These are still 2 very major danger zones. So keep that in mind. And then again, once we flip above that, that's kind of where we could say, hey, maybe we could at least get a move up to the value area high. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Oscar, says BTC to 101K. I do think that is very likely at some point here in the near future. Not near future in the next couple of weeks, but near future at least in the next year or so. Hopefully we could get that 100K to come in. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Khan, says, hopefully I said your name right. Well, he didn't say that, I said that. He said, honesty is rare in this market. Shout out to Khan. I will always bring you the truth, and I can't always say I'm going to be right 100% of the time, right? We all know that no one's going to be right 100% of the time. TA plays out more often than it doesn't, but it's not 100% accurate. If you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, we are right more than we are wrong, but that is different than 100% of the time. And I would never come up here and say we're going to be right 100% of the time. But yeah, one thing I can tell you for sure is the only thing you will get on this show or channel in general or out of my mouth is the absolute honest truth. And you could take that to the bank every single time. If I think it's going up, I will tell you I think it's going up, and I will show you why I think that. I will show you the evidence behind what makes me think, right? Frankie Candles, why do you think we're going to get a pump? And that's why it's so funny, right? Like, when I see people who don't really look at charts say, I think we could hit this target, but they're not looking at a chart, I'm like, and maybe it's probably something I don't know, right? But what makes you pick that? Like last cycle, right? We had all the content creators saying we're going to 100K. But what was that based off of, right? Like, a lot of them weren't looking at charts. They're just like, is it just like a number you feel comfortable with? Like, 100K seems about what it's worth. I mean, 100K seems like a pretty good number. I don't know. But when I give you a target, right, why are we looking at $65,000 to $64,000 next? Very simply put, we are tapping on a key level value area low, which not only is key resistance, but we know once we flip it to support, the next likely place to go is the POC, right, which is actually at 67K. But I'm not even going to clickbait you with 67K because I know there's a key level of resistance just before that, right? So number one, value area low could turn into the doorway to higher prices. Number two, we have the 4-hour money flow crossing over into the green. And number three, we also have some of these other higher hourly time frames, printing fresh green dots, such as the 8-hour green dot, 30-minute money flow crossed over into the green. So that is And again, I will tell you this, right? It's not a guarantee that we get up there, but these evidence pieces could be pointing to a short-term move to the upside. But again, we got to kind of add a little doom and gloom here with those higher daily time frames. It doesn't mean if we get up there, it's all the way to the moon. But once we crack that level, then we could potentially look up towards those higher prices. So honesty only on this channel. So shout out to you guys. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Wayne C. What is going on? French Toaster said, hola, bro. Shouting out Wick589. Shout out to Wick. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Shout out to Dale says, it's obvious that you have a crystal ball, bro. Where can we get one? Shout out to you, man. Crystal balls in the merch store on the FrankieCandlesTrading.com in the next few weeks. We will be selling crystal balls. Please do not make any financial decisions based off of them or this YouTube channel. Shout out to you guys. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Only 550 people watching right now. We are all so early. Congrats to you all. Yeah, shout out to Shirley Sound. We actually had a Twitter space. Yes, was it yesterday? I'm losing track of the days here, guys. Yeah, yesterday I had a Twitter space with Gemini. Randy Hipper, Miss Team Crypto was on there. Crypto Face was on there. We had a bunch of Tom Crown. We had a bunch of awesome content creators on there. And we were kind of talking about, retail being here or not being here. And I very simply brought up Google Trends, right? The search term analytics for the word Bitcoin and altcoins are still nearing bear market lows, right? Which is absolutely insane. We had a little spike on the pump. But other than that, right, like BTC breaking all-time highs really didn't spike that search traffic up too much. Now, things like Solana, things like meme coins have absolutely skyrocketed in search terms. But Bitcoin, altcoins still at all-time lows here, or I should say bear market lows, 2022 bear market lows. So, what does that mean, right? Does that mean that retail isn't here? Not necessarily, but it might mean that we've been going sideways for 170 days and people are just bored right now. It's like, if I wasn't a YouTuber, if I wasn't an active day trader, right, I would probably, if I was just an investor, I'd be checking my phone like, still between 50 and 60K. Still between 50 and 60K, right? You just check your phone. You're like, it's in the same spot. I'm only up a little bit. You really need those violent moves to bring the real attention in here. And it is evident, right? As soon as you get those pops to the upside, viewers go up, likes go up, everything goes up because the attention comes back. But we really lately have needed pretty explosive moves, like even on this drop to the downside and this drop to the downside, right? Attention does come back. Search terms go up. Views go up, right? We have a unique kind of view here as a content creator. I have a very unique view on the social sentiment of crypto, right? Because I can see what people are talking about in the chat. I can see I can see the amount of people that are watching, the amount of people that are interacting, and you can just tell when it gets boring. And it is very, very interesting. So, yeah, we really need some explosive moves. I wouldn't really expect too much attention coming back in until we really break the all-time high. And to be honest with you, it's like we might need to like really break the all-time high. I don't think coming up here and like cracking, hitting 76K is really going to give us anything that interesting, right? Because if we came up here and SFP'd these highs and came back down into the range, that would be the most boring thing ever. And I hope that doesn't happen, right? Like months ago when we were talking about the possibility of potentially ranging up here for the whole summer, I was saying that was the worst case scenario. I hope that wasn't the case. And it wound up happening. So I don't want to jinx myself. Hopefully we don't come up here and then wind up just ripping back to the bottom of the range. But it is nice, right? Because we do have a clean range to trade here. But yeah, hopefully we could just, to be honest with you, I would much prefer a dump to the downside to $47,000, right? Or a rip up to all-time highs, way more, right? I would even prefer the drop to 47K rather than just coming up here and ranging around, right? So there you go. And with that being said, if the bearish case were to play out, guys, the next key level of support I will be looking at is coming in at about $47,000. If I go over here, let me go ahead and pull up some of these levels. I'll turn off that local TA, get rid of this volume profile, and we'll pull up that $40,000 zone below us because that is going to be the next key level of support if we do wind up seeing the bearish case play out here. So we do get that drop to the downside starting at about $47,000 is really where the support starts, but underneath that we have this volume profile ranging between $44,000 and $42,000, actually closer to $41,000. And that's going to be very, very, very important support. And if that does happen, guys, I am still bullish, right? This is why it's very hard, especially when you live stream every single day and you have to come up with a sentiment to put on a thumbnail, right? This is why it's very hard as a content creator because, yes, I am bullish in the short term right now for a potential flip of the value area low and a move up, right? But potentially bearish in the longer term or medium term, looking at the higher daily money flow, right? But if that bearish case plays out, I am still bullish in the macro, right? In the long term, we would still maintain the bullish market structure here on the higher time frames, and we could easily just put in a higher low and continue the bullish trend. Whoops. What is going on here? There we go. And then continue the bullish market structure for a big move to the upside. So even if we dump down to that level, it's not necessarily bull market over, right, for me. So it's hard. People say, are you bullish or are you bearish, right? That is a loaded question, right? Are you looking at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, the 4-day, the monthly, the 2-year? Like, what are you looking at? Then I can give you an actual sentiment. But unfortunately for the live streams, I just kind of have to come up with a general sentiment, even though we look at everything. So, but there you go, right? That would be the next kind of key levels that I would be looking at. Let me pull up some of these naked points of control. Bada boom. Yeah. So here's that. Like I said, the support starts down here with a weekly naked point of control coming in at $47,500. So that's going to be kind of that next zone that I would be interested in looking at. You also have a daily naked point of control right in confluence with that. And then let me see if I can pull up some other higher time frame levels. We may have a no, that is about it. So yeah, weekly and at daily naked point of control at 47.5. If that drop were to continue, right? And again, right, the looking for, we have a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low, right? So this is technically a downtrend, right? Although it is a bull flag, right? Although it is a bull flag, it is also a downtrend, right? So you have to anticipate. That's why I'm looking so carefully at this 786 golden pocket as resistance, right? Because if we are going to put in yet another lower high and lower low, just like we were looking at here, we know that these are the two zones that are likely to give it to us, right? Also worth saying, daily naked point of control at 63,119, which is just above where we came up here, just above this golden pocket. So that's going to be another level to watch. However, it's basically in confluence with this whole major resistance zone, right? But, if we were to get that drop to the downside, this $47,500 weekly and daily naked point of controls down here is kind of the next real level that I would be interested in potentially taking out before looking for a bigger move up. And again, if that happens, I am still long-term bullish, just to keep that in mind, right? I'm not saying bear bull market over anything like that. That's crazy, right? I am a level-to-level trader, and luckily, we can make money whether it goes up or down. So hopefully, if we do get that drop down, we can catch a nice short position, and if we get a move back up to higher prices, we'll likely be in a long position as well. So there you go, guys. That is my sentiment on Bitcoin. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Shout out to Sleet Coil. What is going on, bro? He says, ranging around the VP and printing the McDonald's end pattern is not great for my mental health. Shout out to Sleet Coil. Says, please, sir, make it go up. Shout out to Sleet Coil. We'll have to call up our boy Golden and see if he can just drop some big boy dollars in there and pump up the price. I'm kidding, guys. That's a joke. We cannot move the price of Bitcoin. That's crazy. I mean, I can't personally. I'll say that. I mean, we can. We got some money to throw around. But I don't know if we can change the price of Bitcoin, right? It's a big old market cap. So, but yeah, we'll try to pump it. I'll pray to the crypto gods. Maybe we'll call my boy Satoshi at the end of the stream, and we'll see if we can get this thing to pump up. But yeah, it's pretty funny. We'll have to start. We'll have to start taking those, sending in those applications to McDonald's if we keep going down. But yeah, we'll do it all together, guys. Don't worry. But let's see. Shout out to Jay. What is going on? Says. I see a weekly inverted chart from 2020 to 2022, and then monthly chart inverted double bottom, so it can go to the downside more. I don't know if I fully understand that. Are you going to invert the chart to? Are you going to invert? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Are you going to invert the chart to? So if we dump, it just feels like a pump. And this is the thing, right? Like this is why I love being a trader. All right, this is the inverted Bitcoin chart, and it doesn't matter, right? And we talk about this when I first started my channel, right? When you buy and hold, this is why I love being a trader. When you buy and hold, right, you're a slave to just hoping prices go up and you're going to ride that bull run, right? However, when you're a trader and you learn how to actually short the market and make money trading whether the price goes up or down, right, there are two bull markets here, right? You have a bull market here, which is the bull market of 2021, right? And then you have the bull market of 2022. Right? And you might be thinking to yourself, Frankie, what do you mean the bull market of 2022? It was a bear market. Well, if you could short, this is just another bull market, right? Let's just invert that chart, right? This was just another massive bull market, right? Just pretend that this is price going up. And if you can make money as price goes down, it's the same thing as price going up, right? So basically two bull markets. You make money all the way on the way up. Obviously, slight bigger move to the move up. But, this whole move down was very, very profitable as well. If you guys want to learn how to trade, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Plenty of free content on this channel, guys. It is basically a free trading course. Obviously, we have the paid Discord and everything like that. But if you're just starting out, there is so much free material on this YouTube channel that you can learn how to go from literally zero to knowing everything about the charts, advanced strategies, advanced techniques, advanced tools, right? And you can go from like not understanding what a candle even means to understanding how to actually make money whether price goes up or down. If you guys are looking for a place to trade, you can check out Femex or Blowfin. Links in the description down below. They are affiliate links. We will get a kickback if you use our links, but you will probably, very likely get bonus funds. I don't know the exact deals. They always have deals going on for the CandleMafia. Maybe Tony can update that. You'll get discounts on the fees. You get free money to trade with. You can't withdraw it, but if you make profit, you can keep the profit. It's all good stuff. And Blowfin has no KYC, and I know a lot of people are having a hard time with the KYC. So, but let's see. Shout out to Sweet Coil. You're funny, bro. But let's see. Shout out to Wick said, if this current point in the market was a rap song, what would it be? Could go up. That is a song by Crown Chakra, isn't it? But going up, the market's going down. Somebody post that song in the chat. Shout out to Crown Chakra. BTC dumping. Yikes. Oh my God, it's going to zero. No, I'm just kidding. No. This is the thing too, right? As a trader, this is, and I know I'm not saying who said that. I'm not saying that you're saying, oh my God, that's a scary dump or anything like that. But yeah, it is funny. It's like, for me, a big move is like a big move, right? This is a big move to me. This is a pretty big move, right? But like even in the grand scheme of things, like this is a small pullback in a long journey to the upside. But I've noticed a 5% move to the upside or downside is typically what causes attention to come back, at least in some capacity, right? So that's usually when if it's a 5% dump, people are freaking out, like what is going on about with Bitcoin. And if it's a 5% pump, people are like, oh my God, 100K incoming. It's that sweet spot of 5K, 5%. All right, let's see. Shout out to Oscar. Says, wallet on full, got that digital cash, flipping these coins, making that stash. No time to sleep. It's a 24/7 grind. Frankie's the GOAT. Wait, hang on. Rewind it. Hang on. Shout out to Oscar. Says, wallet on full, got that digital cash, flipping these coins, making that stash. No time to sleep. It's a 24/7 grind. Frankie's the GOAT. Always one step ahead in mind. Shout out to Oscar. Yo, that's lit. I'm pinning that, bro. I'm replacing my pinned comment with that. Shout out to you, bro. That is fire. But let's see. People have learned by now 99% of traders get wrecked. Trading is completely different concept to holding spot through cycles. Be careful trading all massive volatility here every cycle. Yeah, shout out to Seek Parabolic. Holding your long-term bags is much different than trading, right? When we're trading, and this is kind of why whoever was saying like these YouTubers are bullish and bearish all the time. Like, hopefully they don't think this. Like, I was not throwing any shade at him at all. It's just funny to me, right? Because and it's very difficult for me, right? Because as traders, right? And this is something I struggle with all the time because I don't want to misguide anybody. And that's why our thumbnails are pretty difficult, right? Because we'll look at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, right? And this could be like, oh my God, guys, this is really bearish. We have a bearish signal. This is not real TA. I'm just making this up, right? Oh my God, this is super bearish. I think we could get a pretty decent pullback here for a nice little, 4% move. That could be a really nice trade. But if you don't know, really, if you're new to the market, you don't know the difference between short-term trading and holding your bag, you might hear some crypto YouTuber talk about that and be like, oh my God, this guy just said we're going to dump. Should I sell my bag? Right? And if you don't know better, it could be a little bit like weird, right? Until you understand the difference between the time frames. But I do think most of the CandleMafia is absolutely experienced, in understanding the difference between the time frames and the difference between trading and long-term holding. So, but yeah. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to Amy lives crypto. I almost said Amy loves crypto. I have a weird feeling she probably loves crypto as well. But says, so true, Frankie Candles. Yeah, absolutely, Amy. It is true. It's very difficult. And I just like to make sure that I am giving the most accurate information. And I want to make sure no one's misguided, right? And maybe to a fault sometimes, right? I probably should stop spending so much energy on that kind of stuff and just throw up a thumbnail and do the TA. But I don't know. I probably think too much to a fault, but that's okay. Let's see. What's the best time frames to trade in your day trading? Shout out to Out of the bins. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you in here again. It's hard to say, right? It depends, right? For me, and a lot of times, right, a shorter-term trade for me will turn into a longer-term trade. Like for this, right, maybe, if I were to find an entry here, maybe we get a pullback to a key level. I enter a long position. We get back into the volume profile, and we get a move up to this level, right? Very likely, at that point, I'm probably taking some kind of profit, right? But I may hold a portion of that trade, right? And if we got this move up in a day, right, and I made that profit in a day, I took my profit, moved my stop loss to entry or something like that to protect myself, I may wind up holding that trade for another week or two, right? And then, hold it risk-free after taking profit, right? And then eventually, maybe a week or two later, depending on how long it takes us to get to the value area high, sometimes that little day trade can turn into a longer-term swing if the TA calls for it, right? It all depends on what price looks like as we approach those next key levels. But it's very hard to say, right? For me, mostly, when I'm looking for shorter term trades, like a day trade, I am, looking between the daily, right? My general analysis starts on the daily, right? Then I will go down to the 4 hour, right? So I'm looking at the daily. What's VWAP doing? Or we have a green dot? Do we have a red dot? What's money flow doing? And then I'll go down to the 4 hour, right? So like right now, let's pretend, right? Let me see what Heikinashi candles did here. Nothing. Okay. So let's just pretend that we had a green dot here, right? Price printed a red dot and then a green dot. And we have a fresh green dot on the daily here. And I wake up, it's the morning, and I look at the chart. I have a fresh green dot on the daily. And I'm like, okay, that's probably a pretty good sign for a potential move up. Let me go ahead and jump on down to the 4 hour. I jump on down to the 4 hour, and I see, well, hey, money flow is coming up on the 4 hour. Right now, the daily green dot could give us a pretty big move up, even if money flow is flat, right? But the 4 hour money flow would indicate that the 4 hour trend is likely to continue up, right? So in the context of this 4 hour, the trend is likely to continue up. So I'm already probably looking for longs, right? And then to enter the trade, right? I don't oftentimes enter my trades on a 4 hour, right? But I will see this money flow crossover and say, hey, typically when this happens, we get continuations to the upside, right? Money flow crossover into the green. What happens to the 4 hour trend? It continues up, right? Very simply put. And then you have the volume profile to give you a guide on where price is likely to make pit stops. If you flip the value area low, you go to the POC. You get a little turbulence. You get above the POC. You flip it to support. You go to the value area high. It is always flip the value area low, POC, value area high. Get below the value area high, POC, value area low. This is why the volume profiles are so profitable and easy, not easy, but very simple to trade. And then you look back over here, right? Like even this little money flow crossover on the 4 hour, right? What happened to the trend here? It did continue up, right? Locally. Even here, money flow crossover into the green. Bada boom. What happened to the 4 hour trend? It continued up. So why would I be looking for shorts here when I could just look for a long on a higher low if I know that trend is likely to continue up? The trend is your friend until the end, right? But to answer your question, right, I would go from the daily to the 4 hour. I see that money flow crossing over. And then typically for myself to enter, right, I spend a lot of time on the 30-minute. The 30-minute, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute, right? Obviously I'm kind of peeking around these other sister time frames is what I like to call them. But the main time frames is daily. Typically when I do my analysis, unless it's a new week and I'm starting on the weekly and looking at the monthly and going all top down, looking at everything, I am typically going daily, 4 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, right? And then everything in between I kind of just touch on, right? If I'm going from the 4 hour to the 30-minute, sometimes I'll peek in at the 90-minute, the 1 hour. It really does depend. It's not like the 15-minute has the best trades for day trades. That's not really how it works. But yeah, that's how I do it. It has everything to do with having you have to have that higher time frame bias, right? You have to work your way down through that top-down analysis. Drop a sauce can, drop something in the chat. Drop a 1 in chat if you guys want me to drop a video talking about top-down analysis and kind of how I sit down at my computer and do my full analysis. Let me know about that. Maybe I'll drop a quick little tutorial showing you guys how to do that top-down analysis, how I find my key levels, at least some of them. Drop a 1 in chat if you guys want to see that. Maybe I'll film that tomorrow if I get enough 1s in chat, I'll film that video tomorrow, drop for you guys. Maybe we'll drop it on Friday or maybe Sunday sauce. Let me know. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stop wants to see the video. Let's go. Shout out to Out of the Bin says, thanks, Frankie. I have started with $20 to $100 and getting wrecked, but still learning. Yeah, shout out to Out of the Bins. This is, oh, wow. Okay. All right, a lot of ones. Crypto Maxi said too. Crypto Maxi, you can't vote twice in one number. You have to do 1-1. Okay, yo, dang. All right, okay, Tony D. All right. Shout out to Tony D. Tony D's like, film it. Okay, dang, I did not expect that response, if I'm being quite honest. All right. Top-down analysis video coming soon. Official. Tony D, put it in the books because, put it in the books. We're doing it. And if Tony D says I have to do it, he'll fire me if I don't do it. So there we go. Top-down analysis video coming tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I will film it tomorrow, and then we'll figure out the best time to release it for you guys. So there you go. But if you guys, speaking of spamming numbers, go ahead and spam your favorite altcoins. So Rob the Crypto Stomp can count out the votes and let us know what altcoins we're looking at. And I will start off on Ethereum. I will take a look at Solana. I will take a look at XRP. These are kind of our daily check-ins because they're the bigger coins. I know a lot of people care about them, so I like to check on them very constant. So there we go. David dropping that sauce can. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to, I can't see your full name. Is it Runners for Nerds? Shout out to you, bro. I don't know if I said that right. But anyway, says, hey, curious what you think about the last 6 hours of price action. Order books seem super imbalanced just because CPI stuff. Shout out to you, bro. To be quite honest with you, I was talking to the Premium Discord earlier about this. Do I have the Premium open here? Just to kind of, I guess I could share. There's really nothing secret in here. But this is, when we were looking at this price action, and this is just with this last 6 hours of price action, right? To show you exactly how I feel about this, as we were sitting at this value area low, I was looking at the 4 hour. Actually, I dropped it in a video. I dropped a little market update in the Premium. But basically what I was saying was like, right now, I am not that interested, super interested in the little scalp trades. Right now, obviously, we did get a move from that little value area low. I'll just pull it back up here. Where is it? Local. Here we go. Bada boom. Hide that. Right now, obviously, we did that. This is the same price action, same range. We were sitting down here, and I'm like, hey, listen, guys. Money flow is coming up into the green on the 4 hour. We have a fresh 4 hour green dot. Lower time frame money flow is coming up. But I'm just not that interested. This price action is very, very chopped up. Like, look at these candles. And with no clear divergences or anything really super interesting down here, I wasn't that interested in partaking in the trade, right? But I'm okay missing the trade. But I dropped the analysis in there for the Premium. But I even said, like, I'm not personally interested in taking this. I'd rather personally sit out. But just letting you guys know, like, these levels are here. If we get the bounce, if that 4 hour money flow crossover into the green could easily get us a move up to, which is hilarious, right? Like literally into this purple box. And like we respected that 786 to the dollar. That's how I feel. Like I didn't even take that trade. I looked for the move up, but I just didn't take it, right? I just don't have enough confidence in this wonky price action locally to really have really even want to partake right now. I also have a ton of stuff going on behind the scenes. So I also just know if I can't sit down at my desk and if I were to take a trade like that with this wonky price action, I would really want to sit there and harp over the computer and actually manage the trade actively. Likely, if I were to take that trade, I would have been doing something else important that I wouldn't be able to check the charts on. I don't like getting into trades if I'm not 100% confident, if I can't watch them like that. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. But let's go ahead and continue on. Do we get altcoins in the chat? Yeah, drop those altcoins if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off on Ethereum. And what I will do here, I'm not going to share all of this, right? Like this is the, I'm not going to share all this. I'm going to just share the, actually, I'll just share this chart. I did make a new chart for the Premium Discord with all these nice saucy levels, some special spider lines as well, but I'm not going to show all that, right? I like to keep some of this, obviously keep some of this stuff private for the Premium. They pay. I mean, they pay mostly for the TA and the setups, but, I like to keep some secrets here as well. But what I will do is I will pull up this current range, right? Because a lot of this is going to be pretty relevant. I wanted to talk about this anyway with you guys, right? So, kind of letting let the Discord know last night as well that the 4 hour money flow was actually looking good on ETH, which I'm actually surprised. It was actually looking better on ETH last night than it was on Bitcoin. I'm surprised this is not crossed over into the green yet. But here's the thing, right? Very similar situation as Bitcoin. Money flow pretty nicely trending to the upside, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Looking for the crossover into the green. If we get that crossover into the green, that could easily give us a continuation up here on the local trend to our first real key level of resistance. Right now, obviously, Bitcoin has already come up into that key level, which is the golden pocket of the most local move, right? The local high to the local low gives you that golden pocket in confluence with your value area low. On Ethereum, it is a very, very, very similar level, right? You have the, now there's two golden pockets here I have marked out, but you have a golden pocket value area low confluence. Again, whoa, what is going on here? Value area low golden pocket here, which is a very, very similar. Shout out to Tony D. Hey, Tony, this is super random. Can we see if there is a way to get me on the ultra-wide monitor where the Mafia can still see the charts? It is super frustrating using this thing in 1080p. This is a random thing. I just accidentally clicked that thing because of the screen. I just want to bring it up to you. Let me know. Anyway, but yeah, this is the key level, right? And Bitcoin is already at this level. However, Ethereum is not there yet, right? So that 4-hour money flow could easily bring us up into this level. This is going to be a very, very big level of resistance because obviously the value area low of that previous range is going to be key resistance until proven otherwise, right? Until you can flip it to support and look up to higher prices. And the interesting thing here, guys, is that we do have some ETH spider lines. I know we don't typically look at spider lines on Ethereum, but they are here and they do work. And I could just kind of prove that, right, by hiding everything else, right? And you can see these spider lines are indeed respected, right? Respect, 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 respect. Respect it. Respect it. Put some respect on the spider line's names. But yeah, these 3 spider lines are going to be very interesting, right? Because they are confluent with some of these other levels, really depending on how quickly we get up there, right? If we wind up creeping up here, you have the spider line golden pocket value area low that we were just looking at. We'll go ahead and spawn those levels again, right? You have the spider line just above this key level right here, right? So that's going to be a pretty strong level. We get above that, you have another golden pocket with a weekly naked point of control. And then after that, right, you obviously have the spider lines here, but once we get above that spider line, that POC is going to be your next major level. So I will just read these off for you guys because these are all very important levels in my own personal opinion, right? So right here, we have between $2,900 and $3,000, right? So that $100 range here with the golden pocket value area low and that spider line running through as well. I'm actually going to hide the spider lines just to clean up the levels a little bit, but just understand these spider lines are here. And it's hard for me to give you a level for these spider lines because they trend up over time, right? I could say this spider line right now is sitting at 3,025, but if we don't hit that spider line until, over here, it's 3,075, and then it creeps up to 3,100, right? So I'm going to hide these for now, but it is nice to have on your chart. But if we come up here, that's the first range, right? Pretty much between $2,900 and $3,000. Above that, your golden pocket, weekly naked point of control. This is a key level sitting between $3,200 and $3,100. They're basically like $100 chunks, right? There, and then that last level is going to be the 786 POC of the range, right? And then once we get above that, obviously we can look to fill the rest of the range. So again, if we get above here and hold this as support, you could potentially look at that as the beginning of your journey to the POC and value area high, but understand that some lower highs, if we're going to get that break to the downside on Bitcoin, obviously it's very likely to happen on Ethereum as well, and if that does happen, these are the levels that are likely for that lower high to come in at. So just keep that in mind. But once we get above that low, you could start your journey up to the POC value area high, just understanding those key levels are there. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. And then as far as market cipher, right, 4-hour money flow looks pretty good, to be quite honest, right? 4-hour money flow, like that looks pretty good. That would indicate that the trend locally will continue up. Does not negate the higher time frame money flow, right? 3-day money flow in the red. 4-day money flow looking to cross over into the red, right? So that doesn't negate that, but locally that 4-hour trend can bring us up, and then maybe we wind up seeing the bigger move down after that continuation up, right? So bullish for the meantime, right? Or for current time. We are definitely looking for that move to the upside off that money flow. So one other thing I do want to point out here, this is a little bit more macro, but I do want to pull up the macro volume profile here for Ethereum because we did come down. When you look at this range, guys, this is the range, and there are 2 ranges that I've been looking at here, but when I look at this, I'll show you the other one as well. But when I look at this bull market range, right, between about 35.60 all the way down to about 29.91. This is what we were looking at to anticipate our move up to the value area high, right? We did the same exact thing for Bitcoin, and I'm glad I got those videos out right before the big moves, right? We came up, the value area, previous value area low is resistance until proven otherwise. Once we get up in it and we flip that value area low to support, we look to go to the POC and then the value area high, and that was how we were able to predict that move up. Now, what happened? We deviated above that volume profile. We got back in, we got rejected, and we went right back down to the low, right? And you can see how this has been respected absolutely beautifully. So this is pretty nice, right? So potentially, if you were looking at price action in terms of just this volume profile, hold above that. As long as you're above that POC, you could potentially look for that journey up to the value area high. Just keeping in mind those key levels of resistance that we just pointed out, right? And then the other range that I'm looking at in the long term, shout out to Rob the Crypto Stop. Thank you for that, bro. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Fed Bomb. Shout out to you, bro. Says ETH is losing momentum as we have faster blockchains like Solana. I partially agree with that. And I'll be honest, like, I mean, the ETH ETF, right? Like, this is mega bullish for Ethereum. So I don't know if it's just that is going to move the price, right? But now having that ETF can definitely help ETH. It's going to get that big institutional money in, very likely. But here's the thing, right? Is there going to be a Solana ETF maybe one day? Sure. But until then, right, and I do still believe, I still kind of agree with you, right? Like, yeah, for sure. Like, Solana and a lot of other blockchains are much more efficient and faster, and that does play a part, right? But, you know, it's kind of like when people say, Ethereum's never going to pump because the gas fees are crazy. No one's going to use it, right? And it's like ETH just still moves, right? So it's kind of a mixed bag. I agree, but I also see it the other way as well, because you're definitely not wrong. There are many other faster blockchains out there for sure. Shout out to FedBomb. That is a very good point. But that ETH ETF is like mega bullish. Let's see. Will be a while until Grayscale stops dumping on ETH. Shout out to Darren. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Bada boom. Okay, so shout out to the dude says I hit link on accident. Oh, you hit on link, like you hit it big on link? Is that what you meant? I thought you meant like you clicked the link on accident. Hopefully it wasn't a malicious link somewhere. Shout out to you, bro, but I think you're talking about Link the Coin. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here and continue taking a look. We'll take a look at Solana right now, and thank you for the altcoins. Rob, I appreciate you, bro. You are now pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, he meant the poll. Okay, yeah, shout out to, oh yeah, here's the poll. I want to bring this up. What should we give away if we reach 550 likes? 150 in XRP, 150 in Sol, 150 in Link, or 150 in Matic? Those are pretty good choices. I like that. Shout out to DJ Khaled. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to the dude. Thanks for everything, Frankie. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being in here. I appreciate you, bro. And if you hit the link by accident, if you hit link on accident on the poll, maybe everyone can hit that like on accident. Shout out to you guys. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Yeah, speed isn't the only metric that makes a blockchain desirable. Yeah, shout out to Dewey. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely. But let's take a look at Solana here, guys. I know a lot of people want to see Solana. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's see. I'm actually going to pull it up on the live stream chart. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So, you know, on Solana, I mean, to be quite honest, it's in the same situation we were looking at yesterday. I kind of like looking at Solana every day because if it doesn't change, we don't have to spend much time on it. But, you know, if it does move, I like to keep you guys updated. So we're just within our volume profile. This is our major volume profile. Deviate from the highs, look for the shorts, deviate from the lows, look for the longs, deviate from the highs, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low, etc. Right? So right now, got a nice deviation below the low, back in the volume profile. That's where you look to go to the POC and potentially the value area high, but we did just reject this golden pocket retracement. So the hope here is to hold your key level of support here is $143.70. If you hold above that POC, you could continue your journey up above that golden pocket into the value area low 786. Because if you hold above the POC, the next likely place for price to go is the value area high, right? And if you break above this golden pocket, the next place to look is the 786, right? So two reasons to look up towards that zone, as long as you hold above that POC. And here's the thing, guys. Understand that you do hang around the POC, right? The POC acts as a magnet for price. So, you know, that's why when you deviate above, and I won't go into a whole market auction theory or like market profile explanation here, or, you know, the idea of the market just being an auction too much, but, you know, you deviate above the fair value. This is an expensive asset. You look to go back in the range. Once you get accepted back in here and you can't get back above that value area high, the POC is going to act as a magnet. This is basically how you trade the volume profiles, right? It's basically just like a mean reversion. Basically, you deviate. This is an expensive asset, and then you're looking to short it back in to the fair value, and which is you're basically just shorting it back towards the POC. But oftentimes, once you lose the POC, you go to the value area low. But technically, you know, the safe bet is to short these things or long these things up to the POC. That's the very high likelihood play out. But obviously, we see it go back down to the low, back to the high, back to the low very, very often, capitalizing on that even bigger move. But understand, the POC is the area where the most volume was transacted, and the this is the strong. You can think of this as the strongest magnet within the profile, right? So price action does oftentimes kind of gravitate towards this level, and we kind of stick to it, right? So I wouldn't it's not as soon as you lose this level, right? Because you could kind of bing bong around here before finally getting the move up. But if you lose this level and you can't get back above it, that's where this is why this is the key level of support. You lose that POC, you're probably going back down to the value area low. But if you hold it, I would be looking up towards the value area high. This isn't typically where I would take a trade. I'd much rather take a trade below the volume profile or below the value area low for a long and above the value area high for a short. And you can just see how well that works, right? It's pretty crazy. One day, I really do think maybe the value areas and the volume profiles may put me out of a job. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Peace out, Mafia. Shout out to Elite Ways. Make sure to show my boy Frankie Candle some love. I'll finish watching later. Shout out to Elite Ways. I appreciate it for being here, bro. Have a great night. Hopefully, you're going to take a. Hopefully, you're going to go touch some grass. Shout out to 9 to 5 and crypto content. Shout out to you, bro. Said XRP. He just said, we're all waiting. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at on Solana. 4-hour money flow still looks good, though. So, again, if that money flow crosses into the green and we're able to hold above that POC, I'd be looking up to the back to this golden pocket, and then, really the target being the value area high, 786 sitting right here. So there you go. But shout out to 9 to 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. I almost forgot. I'll be honest. I'm glad you said that, bro. Yeah, so here we are. To be honest, same situation as yesterday, right? Again, looking the same as Bitcoin, VWAP kind of hovering up here. I wouldn't be surprised if you get another pullback. But, money flow, looking for that crossover into the green, checking out some of these lower time frames. Yeah, I think you might get some short-term turbulence here, but once you get that crossover into the green, that could be good. The question is, I don't know if we're just going to yeet off here. I would like to see that 4-hour red dot pull back a little bit, right, and then get a fresh move up for that crossover into the green. And then I would try to pair that with the 15-minute money flow crossover. So 4-hour green dot, 15-minute money flow crossover into the green, right? You want to have those two things agreeing. That's kind of what I would look at here for the next big move up on XRP. But for the most part, same situation kind of as Solana, right? We're not sitting on the POC of the range. But, we went from the low, hit the POC, got above the POC, right to the value area high. Now we're getting resistance on the high. Technically, the next key level of support would be the golden pocket sitting right here, which is the golden pocket of the entire move to the downside. Upside, right? Pulled from the low to the high. Golden pocket POC confluence sitting right here between 52 and 50 cents. And then the 7-8, again, just the context of the volume profile. We rejected the high, right? The next likely place for price to go at this point is that POC. Hard to say here, right? With money flow coming up, if we see everything pump, I don't know if you get all the way down there. But yeah, you're just within the confines of this volume profile. So key level of support, 52 cents POC golden pocket, right? Between 52 and 50 cents. Lose that, probably going down to 47 to 45 cents. Where we could then potentially look for fresh longs again at the value area low, right? And again, the volume profiles don't prove themselves to you guys yet, right? Deviation below the low, back into the value area low, POC, flip the POC, value area high. Deviate above the high, back to the POC, back to the low, deviate the low, back to the POC, back to the high. And now we're even getting the rejection from the high, right? This is why we like to trade the volume profiles. They are, even if you're not trading them, right, it's giving you very, 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 very high likelihood places to look for positions, right? Or just look for where price is going to react at. And not only that, it's not just letting you know where the strong levels that you're going to get a reaction from, but it also gives you a guide on where price is likely to go next. That is the real key to the volume profiles, right? If you're deviated below, you're going to hunt out that fair value, right? So it's really nice. A very predictive tool, in my opinion. Not predictive pool. I don't know what a predictive pool would even be. There you go. Shout out to 9 to 5. Said, thank you, brother. Thanks. Much love and respect. All the TA. Great work. Shout out to 9 to 5. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. And thank you for reminding me to take a look at XRP because I almost forgot. Fresh green dot on the daily. Also not looking horrible either. But yeah, you're just kind of, wiggling around here within that larger volume profile. Another way you can look at XRP, I don't want to give too many, I don't want to give too many ranges here, but, if you pulled this volume profile like that, you could look at this range as well. This is a very, very large deviation. But, this is still, it's not as clean, right? You kind of just hover around that POC, high, low, lose the low, back to the high. Yeah, you could look at this range as well, I would say, right? It really depends. This is like personal preference. You want to look at the big range, but if you look at the context here and you don't think we're going to go down to that POC at 52 cents, you can look at this context as well. Neutral. Let me get this. Boom, 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 right? So you can kind of look at this, right? If you don't think we're going to get a move down to that 52-cent POC, which maybe you don't, right? But you can look at this, right? This will give you an opportunity to be at support and look for a move to the POC and then the value area high, right? And then if you do get the bigger breakout, right? If you are just going to get that, it's better to look at it in this context. If you don't think you're going to get to the, if you don't think you're going to get down to that 52K POC, I would rather just look at the chart in this context. That way, it just makes more sense, right? Because if you long here, right, go to the POC to the value area high, and then if you get that breakout, it's better context to look at it locally rather than the longer term range, right? This just kind of feels like you're longing out of nowhere. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Hashtag value emoji. Shout out to Minaj. Shout out to you. M Ninja. I said Minaj. Shout out to Nikki. But yeah, shout out to M Ninja. It said hashtag value emoji. You're hilarious, bro. We got to get you a membership in here. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on to our next altcoin is going to be, let's take a look at ICP. We actually haven't taken a look at ICP in quite some time. But let's see here. So yeah, value area lows are resistance. We haven't taken a look at ICP maybe since this rejection or since this push to the upside after the 4th of July. Was that the 4th of July? Yeah. So yeah, and again, this is very, very similar to what we're seeing on a lot of other stuff, right? Where did the lower high come in? It came in at this local golden pocket retracement, right? Value area low confluence. Very similar level to what we have on ETH here, right? Very similar level to what we have on Bitcoin here, right? Now, it doesn't guarantee that we're going to get the rejection, but it is interesting that it is very similar. And, you know, it's not just, we're not just looking for random rejections here, right? There's a reason why I'm looking at those levels as key resistance. And you can see here for ICP, got the retracement into the local golden pocket. We know that 786 was also backup resistance, but we just wound up rejecting that golden pocket. We actually never made a new low, which is interesting. But let's take a look here, right? So let's check the 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, 4-hour money flow's coming up, right? It's not as clean as, not as close to a crossover into the green as Ethereum, but it is up there. It is coming up, right? So that is nice. Not, again, not as beautiful, in my opinion, but very simply put here, right? Like, there really is no real balance here, right? The next area of balance that we have, for the most part, is up here. So this can give us a nice little target if we do get that move up. Where would we expect price to go, right? Well, price is probably going to seek out the next area of balance, which could be up in here, right? And like, look at this, right? We talked about this the other day, or maybe it was the premium Discord I was talking about this too, right? Right here, you have balance, right? This is a nice little profile that I would be looking at right here, right? Nice little sideways range. I would take this, extrapolate it to the right, right? And then you have your, you have your value area low, your value area high, and your POC. Boom, 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 right? So if we wound up getting imbalance in the market again, where is price going to gravitate to? It's going to hunt out the likely, it's either going to do one of two things, right? It's either going to come create new balance, right? Or it's going to seek out previous balance. And you also have a nice value area here as well. But just because I know this is the one that it respected, I'll just show you guys kind of how that looks, right? So you're looking at this as like, oh no. Oh, no, guys. Oh, no. All right, we're going down. We're going down. But I'm going to keep going here, right? We see that imbalance coming in the market, right? I'll just give it a second to play out here, right? You get the, oh, no, we're getting the big move down. What is going to happen, right? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? And you can see, right, we are respecting local areas as well. But really, the next major area of balance, in my opinion, is either this range or this range. And where do we go, right? We fly right through that previous range. And if I show you this, I can almost guarantee you that this was a fill of the profile and a bearish backtest, right? Let's see. I could be wrong, right? I could be making a fool of myself. But I'm not, right? Because the TA is rock solid, right? There's your value area low. There's your POC. There's your value area high. I'll mark out the range for you, right? And there it is, right? I didn't plan this out ahead of time. It is a full fill of the range and a bearish backtest. And then at that point, where's the next place for price to respect? It's going, okay, cool. We didn't really respect this, although the levels were respected, right? Like, let's be real. The levels were 100% respected. We came in, rejected the value area high, lost the POC. Bearish rejection on the high, you look to the POC. Bearish rejection on the POC, you look to the low. Bearish rejection on the value area low, you look for the next area of balance, which is sitting right down here. And you come in, bounce beautifully off the POC, back to the low, deviation below the low, get above that value area low, right to the POC, and right to the value area high, right? Bada boom, right? These levels are 100% respected. This is not by chance that we find these ranges, extrapolate them, and they get respected, right? Like this is low key, yeah. Like and we're doing it from down here too, guys, right? Like I'm sunken down in my chair. I can barely see, and we can still see these volume profiles play out. So shout out to the volume profiles, and shout out to the shout outs, by the way. But yeah, there you go. So just a little extra sauce for you guys. When you're looking at the charts yourself, you see something setting up like that, you can imagine how lucrative it can be to be able to have this stuff on your chart. So there we go. Let's come back over to current price action. But here we are, right? And we are continuously respecting this range, right? Still. So again, right? Very simply put, bing bong around here. We break out. You're going to hunt out that next area of balance. Get above this value area low, look to go to the high. So these are all the levels, right? And you can see the levels labeled here if you guys want to screenshot them or just kind of like visually see where I'm pulling those ranges. Feel free to take the same ranges, right? They will give you the same levels. So there you go. But other than that, right, those are the key levels I'd look at. 4-hour money flow is, looking pretty decent here. Not as good as everything else, but, still coming up here. So that could potentially give you the breakout. I guess you could potentially look at this as a kind of like a bear flag or something like that. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really trade patterns. But if that were to break down here, I'm not calling for this. Again, money flow is coming up on the 4-hour. 3-hour money flow looking to cross over into the green. So, again, this is probably the less likely situation. But if we did, $5.51, there is a weekly naked point of control there. And that would likely be the next stop to the downside if you got the breakdown. But, again, I would probably be looking up, in my opinion, right? Especially with this money flow. Money flow is kind of wonked out here. It doesn't look as good as everything else, to be honest. It does look decent, but it doesn't look as good as ETH, right? Look how clean the money flow is on ETH. Nice and curved to the upside. I like that way better. So there you go. But yeah, there is ICP. Let's take a quick look at Ondo. Actually, let's take a look at AVAX first. Let's see. Not too late to grab a bag of ICP. Shout out to Elite Ways. You are dang right, brother. You are dang right. Let's see. Shout out to Drip. OG, shout out to you, bro. Said, let's go. Shout out to you, man. Wayne C said, Wick, why did the blonde stare at the orange juice bottle for 2 hours? Because it said concentrated. Shout out to Wayne C with the jokes in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's go ahead and see here. Yo, you guys are funny. I love y'all's misplaced confidence in me. Shout out to Wick. I love it, brother. I got confidence in you, Wick. Especially after meeting you in real life, bro. I got high confidence in you. I was gonna say Elite. I thought you left. He said back like I never left. Nothing like watching live. I feel lonely watching replay later. Just in time for ICPTA. There you go. Shout out to Elite Ways for that little volume profile sauce. So there you go. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to AVAX here. Take a sip of the Aztecian Cactus. Man, what I really should be drinking is water. Let me get some of this good old water, guys. And that's the market cap. We don't want that. Bada boom. Let me take a sip of this. Crystal ball, baby. Price follows our lines. I'm just kidding. That was by chance, right? It is fun when that happens, though. We might have just drawn that yesterday. This might not even, I might have just gone along with that price. I'm joking. I'm not, but that line does stay true, right? I don't remember when we looked at this, but very similarly to what we were just talking about with the auction market theory, very simply put, key level to break here. Very simple here. Macro value area highs sitting, and this is key, right? Because this is not just any value area, right? This is the macro bear market range. You really don't want to get accepted back into here, right? So I would argue that like you really, really want to get above that value area high for the bigger move up. Because if you come back down in here, that POC is likely, and if you lose that POC, it definitely opens the door to much lower prices. Let me actually pull this macro fib real quick from the low to the high. Yeah. So Beautiful test of that POC to the dollar. Yeah, I think we looked at this yesterday. Beautiful test of the POC here, right? You really want to hold that 786. If you break this 786 and you lose that POC, not really good news for AVAX in my opinion. The nice thing here is I will say, and we looked at this on a lot of the altcoins yesterday, higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on your price action into that key level of support, which is your POC. It is nice to see that. High time frame bull divs, if you print that green dot on the 3-day, you will have that 3-day bull div. Maybe that's what gives you that bigger move up. Not the worst thing ever, in my opinion, right? So, yeah, that's not horrible. But you're definitely like dancing with danger here. You want to stay above this level, and more importantly, you want to stay above the POC at 1726. Breakout level 2157. You want to get above that level, and then look to come up in here. Maybe respect this area of value. So that's locally what I would look for. You really want to break out of here. Like, I cannot stress that enough. You don't want to lose that 786. Like, really, for real, do not want to lose that. Yeah. You want to come on, baby, skirt up here. But yeah, I will say, like, money flow on the 4-hour looks pretty good. Maybe we can get, I know a lot of people are talking about the whole Japan thing, like being the black swan of this cycle. Like, was that the black swan? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that, maybe it's over. Could be, right? Maybe that was just like the end of it, but wasn't as aggressive of a sell-off as like a real black swan. Like, in my opinion, right, like Japan's economy not doing well or going down or whatever is not nearly as crazy as like a worldwide pandemic. So if we had something really crazy happen, maybe something geopolitically, right, something with like 3 letters or 2 letters and a number maybe, if you guys know what I'm talking about, like something like that would very likely give us a way bigger move to the downside than this little wick. Like, this isn't even that big of a move. But I will say, I always say this, guys, right, like when you get a pullback like this, right, especially like just this current move was about 30%. From the all-time high, it was about 40%. No, I'm sorry. 33%, 34%, right? This is typically looked at as a blessing in a bull market, right? So if the 4-year cycle were to continue, maybe I'd do a Bitcoin deep dive very soon, drop it as a pre-record, looking at the cycle data. But these pullbacks in bull markets are typically looked at as opportunities, right? And kind of blessings, right? Like C19 here was like very much a blessing for a lot of people to get in. Not the event, but I'm just saying like the move down we got based off that news was a blessing in the context of crypto, right? It gave everybody kind of a second chance to get in that missed the bottom. But probably more people selling the bottom than buying the bottom here. But anyway, so just keep that in mind. But let's go back over to AVAX. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking at on AVAX. To be honest, I'm looking at a ton of ranges here. Let me just clean this up a bit, right? Come on over to the daily. Bada boom. So like locally, this is your next area of balance, sitting between 28.83 and 24.79. You really want to break out of here to come back up into this next area of balance. Very simply put, if we get the pump, this is likely where price is going to gravitate to and kind of hang out, right? Or at least respect in some bit, right? Like maybe we get above, we just yeet right through. Maybe it'll do something like that. But this is going to be that next key level. So there you go. Let's see. You guys are funny, man. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. I used to have a pet swan. Cute little thing attacked my girlfriend. Oh, my God. He knew before I knew. Yo, shout out to Retro Mike Tech, bro. Yo, you guys are funny. Shout out to, I think it's Coin Hoover? I forget. Always comes in and talks about how he always talks about his wife. He makes funny jokes about his wife. You guys are funny, man. But anyway, let's see. And let's go ahead and take a look at Ondo. Let's take a look at Ondo real quick. Not Dondo. Ondo. Not Ono. Ondo. Let's take a look here. Going to 0. All right, guys. That's all the time. I'm just kidding. Let's pull up the Coinbase chart for Ondo, and here we are. Okay. Nice respect here. Yeah, I don't know. Volume profiles, low key, guys. I'm going to stop teaching these volume profiles because I'm starting to get nervous they're coming for my job. It's like anyone who's starting to use the volume profiles, or at least the ones that I'm looking at, they're going to be like, just watching the live stream being like, yep, Frankie's profile's playing out. Let's go. Just kind of sit and watch kind of thing here. But, yeah, I mean, come up, key resistance, get above it, look to go to the POC. At this point, like, I hate to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but key resistance until proven otherwise. You get the resistance, you come up, flip it to support. Next stop is likely the POC. You come right up to the POC for a rejection back to the low. And as of right now, key level to hold is 73 cents. 0.73407. Hold that level. We could look up towards that POC at 80 cents, almost 81 cents. Flip that POC. Look at that 88 cent value area high. So there you go. What were we looking at here? Was there a divergence here? Not on the 5-hour. Was it a daily? This looks like I was looking at it. Maybe it wasn't a divergence. I don't know what I was looking at here. But there you go, right? Key level 73. Volume profile coming in. Value area low 73 cents. POC at 80 cents. And your value area high at 88 cents. Hold above the low. Very simply put, look above. Right? Oh, yeah, money flow crossing over into the green here as well. VWAP kind of overextended here, so maybe you get a little bit of noise. But as long as you hold that low, I would be looking up to higher prices. And if you do get another move down, I will just point out a little bonus level here. Kind of line in the sand. I would like, if it did come down a lot, right, I would look for that golden pocket to come in for a higher low. If you didn't get that or the 786 to come in, it's the line in the sand for me. You lose that 786, probably coming much lower, which... I mean, hey, we already have the extension level here. Yeah, I don't really look at that, though. I don't want to give it something I don't actually look at, so I'll just change this to entry zone. Bada boom. Let me see. Let me pull a macro level here. Macro fib. Bada boom. Oh, yeah, you got the 786 test. Yeah, so those are the lower levels. Honestly, like you'd really want to hold above the value area low, especially with money flow coming up. You could easily see this continue up to fill the range. Kind of similar to what I was looking at on Bitcoin before we got the pump. Before we got the pump through this local profile. Right? Pretty much what I was looking at here was that 4-hour money flow, 4-hour green dot, and money flow crossover into the green about to happen, which filled that whole range, right? So very similar on Ondo. We get that money flow crossover. If that pump continues, I would look to fill that range in whole. Shout out to anybody who holds Ondo. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Right on time, actually. We were like just a minute, just about almost perfectly on time to the minute. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for hanging out till the end. Smash that like button on your way out. If we get 550, I don't know where we're at, probably not near 550. But if we are, and we get it before the live stream ends, we will give away, what will it be? What will it be? Dang, that was a close one. $150 in Solana. Go figure that Solana search term analytics are like the only ones that are higher and not at bear market lows. Everybody loves Solana. But, yeah, shout out to you guys. Smash that like button on your way. All right, we're at 353. Yeah, everybody, 3, 2, 1. Let's get to 450 by the time we come up for the Frankie fake out. I mean, there's not going to be a Frankie fake out. There never is. But, yeah, smash that like button on your way out. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And, yeah, we'll see if that money flow crossover into the green can continue our move up on Bitcoin. But if that bearish case winds up playing out, we get the rejection at the golden pocket. You guys have the key levels down below. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Speed showing for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving it energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I just ended. Yeah, no, people were asking. They were saying I haven't called in a while, and price is kind of boring right now. So I was like, maybe I'll call them. No, I know. You're always on vacation. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. I was telling them I don't care if you pump it or dump it, but I mean, if you could move it, it would be exciting. I mean, probably pump it. People would probably prefer pump it. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't refer to you as Satoshi. Don't worry. It's okay. I think they know that you're somebody, but I don't think they know you're Satoshi. Okay. Really? Nice. Okay. I don't care if you make me wrong. Just make price. Like just do something fun. Do something fun. All right. Thanks, dude. Peace out. Oh my God. Oh no. Guys, that was not Satoshi. I was a joke. It was a joke. That wasn't Satoshi. Shout out to Dave Digital. It was actually Dave Digital. Dave, tell him it was you on the phone. And tell them you're not Satoshi. But anyway, guys, maybe price will move tomorrow. Let's see if we can do it. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to Dave Digital. Drop D's in the chat for Dave Digital. Double D's in the chat for Dave Digital. I don't know what I just did. Oh, God. Shout out to Dave. I love you, bro. I'll see you guys next time or tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream.
Billy Go Tells tonight, 9 p.m. on X, guys. Go check it out. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. See you next time. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out.
They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.